Hey guys, this is just a quick video on some tips and tricks on how to reseal a fish tank. I know there's a million videos out there, but figured I'd just run it through again and go over this. Kind of make a little series out of this tank, as well as some other ones I have. I'm just getting started. This is my first video. But I picked up this 125 gallon fish tank the other day for 150 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And it had 2 corner overflows in it. I didn't like the way that the seams looked on it, the way the guy was talking to me about it. They said it held water, but just their demeanor didn't really make me feel too confident in the seams, especially after looking at them. So I decided to take off the overflows. When I did that, I looked at all the other seams, and this is a tank from 1996, so it is old. It has old seams. They were a little bit shrunken. I decided I'm not messing around. I'm not cleaning up a huge tank like this, a spill. That would suck. Anyways, so I decided to cut out the overflows and reseal it. I tried to reseal this the other day, rushed it, screwed it up, made it take way more time to get it to this point. But I'm back here, so I ain't complaining. I taped it did everything the exact same way I did this tank, except when I put the tape on, I pulled the tape off too late, so that way it was already tacky, and I moved one of the seams in the back corner here, as well as one up here by this front little piece. I just didn't like the way it looked. Once I put it back, it was still tacky, so it probably would have held, but I decided, you know what, I'm scraping it down, not messing with it. And when I did that, I didn't let the silicone dry all the way, so it was semi-hard from drying overnight, but it made a mess, smearing all that was left all in the tank, so whatever. But so what you're going to want to get to do this anyways is a scraper. I picked this one up at Home Depot, just this Stanley scraper. Fits a razor blade, your standard razor blades. Picked up this pack, and you're going to want to take this and run it along all the edges. You can push in hard, make sure you get all the silicone off, then go over it with this to get all the little bits that were extra on there completely off. Once you get all the silicone off and it looks pretty good, take a little bit of rubbing alcohol or acetone, put on a paper towel, and scrub the seams. Make sure that there is no old silicone left on there, because new silicone does not stick to old silicone. So you want to make sure that it's completely clean and clear. And then you're going to want to rub your fingers against it again. That's what I did. Rub my fingers in the seams. Make sure that there is no rubber that you feel, and you can't feel the silicone. As soon as you feel anymore, hit it with the razor blade, hit it with some more alcohol. Make sure it's clean. If it's not clean, it won't hold. So you want to make sure. I'm going to keep saying it, and make sure the seams are clean, and then you'll be good. What I like to do is use this silicone, this window and door, 100% waterproof, 40% flexibility, just to give a little more give in the tank, you know. But it's waterproof, good silicone. Last time I did this the other day, took 3 tubes, so I have three-quarter tubes, just a little left over from another project, as a backup, just in case I start using too much. I'll have extra. So that's about what you'll need for this size tank. So 3 tubes of caulking or silicone, some razor blades, some rubbing alcohol, and that should do it for you to be able to reseal your tank. I would recommend taking the tape off within a couple minutes after getting your silicone on. Make sure there's no bubbles in the seams when you're putting it on there and you rub it in. Make sure that it's clean and looks good before you settle on it, because there's no going back once it hardens. And as soon as you start messing with it too much, it'll start screwing it up. You want to do it once, try to do it right. This is going to be a 125 gallon planted red belly piranha fish tank. I do have some bulkheads in the mail right now for the holes that are drilled from the old overflows. There's 2 that are 1.5 and 2 that are 1 3/4. But unfortunately, online there's nothing for references for sizes of bulkheads. So I got 4 3/4 inch bulkheads, and from what I've gathered, I think that'll block all those holes and be good. But I'll make a new video on that once those come in and double check that those fit, so that way if anybody else has any issues referencing bulkheads, they'll be able to check that out. I wasn't able to find any videos on bulkheads. Everybody just talks about bulkheads, but not actually the sizes of them and what sizes fits which holes. So just a little bit more is this 125 is, like I said, is gonna be the red belly piranha tank. I have about, I think it was 12 red belly piranhas. I've been growing them since they were little fry, little 1/2 inch fry, and now they're getting to be a little decent size. Some of them are about 1 inch, some of them are about 3 inches, maybe one's about 4. But they were in a 110 gallon fish tank, which is 48 by 18 by 30 inches tall, which is a good fish tank, but it's just a little tall. Where that type of fish, they would rather a longer footprint than a taller footprint. They don't like to swim up as much as like these Africans in the background. They like use the top mid-water space. Piranhas, what I've noticed so far, they just stick at the bottom. But I'm getting rid of the 110. I have all the piranhas in a 55 right now because they're still small, just to get them ready for this. I have all the plants in the tank with them, just waiting. It was 110 gallon planted, but I'm excited now that this will have more floor space. I'll be able to put more plants in here. I got some more ordered with the bulkheads, so I'm looking forward to it. And I'm not rushing anything. Hopefully this will all hold good. And just like the last tank I did, I have a 200 gallon fish tank that I have a common snapping turtle in. I got as a baby. Now she's a good size, about the size of a dinner plate. But I got that tank for her for free when I bought a 180 gallon fish tank. I actually bought two 180 gallon fish tanks with a buddy. We each bought one from a guy, and when we showed up, he said, you know, if you want, since you're buying these, you can take this 200 gallon for free. It leaks, but you can try it if you want. So I'm up to the task. I said, screw it, I'll try it. And I brought that home as well. So I have my 180 gallon fish tank with my stingray and a couple other cool fish in there. But then I got my snapper turtle 200 gallon tank. This will be a cool 125 piranha tank. I got this 75 gallon African cichlid tank. I have a frog tank, some African claw frogs, 2 of them in a 55, and those guys eat everything. I have a little 35 gallon tank for miscellaneous fish I take in or whatnot, a little quarantine tank to the side of it, and I got a 65 gallon in my living room just for community fish. Nothing really done to it yet, but this will be the process of it. I'm just getting into salt water for the first time, so it's definitely a learning process, and we'll make videos about that. But more videos to come. I will be doing a video on how to make lids for these as well, just because this didn't come with it. I don't have lids on my 180 or my 200, and now that it's getting colder out, you're going to want to have lids on it just to help with the evaporation. I noticed quite a bit being evaporated from my 180 just from having no lids on it. But I'm going to get out of here, and hopefully you guys have good luck on resealing your fish tank. If I didn't remember to mention it, you definitely want to wait a solid 2 to 3 days before filling it up with water. And when you go to fill it up, you want to make sure you fill it very slowly, as well as I'm going to do this tank like 25% filled first day after waiting 3 days or 4 days to let it all seal up and hold. Then I'm going to do the other 25%, so it'll be 50% full, then 3/4 full, and then it will be all the way full. I'll probably end up draining it all the way out after it's full. After I get it full, I'll scrub it down, drain it out, fill it back up with the substrate in it that I have left over from the 110. Maybe add a little bit to it, and then start to fill it up, and be able to put some plants in it, and get ready for it to come up to a nice temperature with some heaters before adding the piranhas back into it. I do have some driftwood that I'm going to put in it that I had in their other tank, as well as I'm excited to try out some new things with some of the aquascaping and plants. I just ordered some new stuff from Aquarium Co-op, and we'll see how that stuff is, as well as the bulkheads I ordered from them. So we'll see how this all goes. I'm excited to get into the process and start making a couple of videos just documenting random things, fish related, as well as different projects I have going on. I always have something going on for fish, just tons of tanks, tons of maintenance. Got a little whiteboard with all my tanks and all the maintenance to be done, and a little helps me stay on top of things a little bit. It's a little crazy, but I enjoy it, and it's definitely a labor of love. Sit back and just do stuff after a long work day. It's all worth it, and it'll be cool to see this tank when it's done. Have a good day, guys.